So, hello everyone, good evening. How are you all? Hello, am I audible? How are you all doing? Did you understand yesterday's concept and created the task? Can you showcase the task? Hello, can you showcase your tasks? Maybe a yes or no? Yeah, sure, go on. Are you sharing the screen? Okay. Can you can you run the code? Open it with live server. I think the permissions aren't necessary. So please change your permissions for screen sharing. Reshare your screen. Use the entire screen option. Okay, great. Mobile number, email, full name, password. Okay, great. What about Durga? Yeah, did you create the project? Means? Then how did you complete the task? Oh, okay, okay. No problem. You can share the screenshot in the group. Okay. Yeah, sure. So let's start with the today's topic. Today we are going to cover some media tags. Okay, the media tags refers to the tags which allow us to watch the media and listen to the media. Okay, for example, the greatest example is this YouTube. Okay, there is a video tag and an audio tag also where we can hear and watch the video and audio. Okay, at the same time. In fact, this Google Meet is also a best example. Okay, we can watch other screen and also listen to others audio. Okay, now how is that possible? So, as you all know, there is an image tag, right? So, let's discuss the image tag in details today. Okay, so let's name it as image.html. Okay, and we'll discuss the properties of image tag today. Shall I zoom out the screen more? Is it okay? Okay. So inside the body tag, let's take an image tag. Okay. And in SRC, can anyone tell me what do we pass in SRC? Correct. Correct. So let's take an example of a dog. Copy the image address and let's paste it here. Okay. And inside the alternative tag, what do we pass? Okay. And when it is used actually, when does it come in use? Correct. So I'll simply name it as dog. Okay. Um, Let me open it side by side. Okay. And next, what I will pass here is the title. Okay. Hover to see this tooltip. What does it mean? If you hover on that image, if you hover on this image, okay, currently it's not showing for some unknown reasons, but if you see here, hover to see this tooltip. Okay, if you hover on this image, you'll get this tooltip. We call this tooltip. Okay. Next, we can pass width and height to our image. Okay, looking ugly, right? So, let's give more height, the bit of width. Okay, so now it's good. Okay, and the alternative property, as you all know, is very crucial. Okay, as someone told now that whenever there is a failure to load image, the alternative tag works, right? It's a descriptive alternative text, okay, used to describe the image. Now, the complex task is images, right? Because it's way more complex to manage the image size and width, okay? Because all the image have different dimensions, right? So, how do we actually manage the dimensions of an image? Okay, let's discuss that. So, managing the dimensions of the image or managing the dimensions of the web page even is called responsiveness. Okay, responsiveness in website, what it means that if I am minimizing the screen, how does the website actually look? Okay, in small screens, in medium screens, in large screens, and in ultra large screens. Okay, so that is what responsiveness is. Now, image also wants this responsiveness, okay? Because each and every image has different dimension. Assume that an image is made for an ultra large screen, okay? And if we are going to see that in small screen, it won't look good, okay? So let's discuss about responsiveness. So first we'll go with very basic responsiveness approach. We'll take the image tag, okay, and the same URL. And alternative text as dog again. And for responsiveness, what do we do is we pass a style. Okay, basically we pass CSS. Okay, to pass the CSS, we use style tag, style attribute. Okay, now this style attribute is available in all tags. Okay, whether it is image, whether it is video, whether it is header. Okay, whether it is nav, whether it is div, we can pass this style attribute in each and every tag. Okay, how do we pass the style? We simply write the properties of CSS, right? Max width we take as 100% and height we take as auto. Okay, so something's wrong. So this is the basic responsiveness approach. Okay, it has a fixed dimension. The first one has a fixed dimension. Okay, while the second image will adjust according to the viewport. Okay, viewport. What is viewport? Viewport is the screen size available to us. Okay, this vertically if we see, that is the view height. Okay, and horizontally if we see, that is the view width. Okay, and the total thing is called viewport. Okay, now if we go to advanced responsiveness images, advanced responsiveness, what we can do is simply take a medium size photo. Okay, let me search for some medium size photo. Let me explain you simply. See, what we can do is we can take different dimensions of image. Okay, currently this is a medium size. Sorry, this is the medium size and this is the large size assume. Okay, so what we can do is simply we can pass here an src set. Okay, src set attribute. Inside the src set attribute, we can just simply declare small photo dot jpg with 480 width. Okay, and after that we can give actual path. Sorry, the medium path. Okay, medium photo dot jpg and the large size. And in the size attribute, we can actually define the responsiveness. For example, in the sizes when max width is 600 pixels, small photo will appear, and when max width is 900 pixels, these will be the dimensions of the image. Okay, and this will be the actual image. Okay, see, see how the image has got responsive now. It's taking uh, the space which it wants. Okay, and the image looks good now. Okay, so basically src set lists different images files with their widths. Okay, we need different images files. Okay, one src won't work. Okay, src will act as a fallback. Now, format guide. When which file extension to use and when to use. Okay. So the JPEG is the file extension with where photos have many colors. Okay. The PNG image with transparency or sharp edges. Okay. Let me search here for PNG file example. Let's say YouTube logo. Go to more. Not to more. I guess they removed this. so we got it. Let's see if we have a PNG option here. We don't have a PNG option. Okay, no worries. So PNG is basically the good quality image. Okay, and there is a WebP format. Okay, let me list it down for you. Image extensions. There is a JPEG. There is a PNG format. There is a web pixel format, WebP, and there is an SVG format. Now, SVG are simply used for icons and simple graphics. Okay, wherever we see the icons, that we can assume it as SVG. Okay. Now, video tag. The video tag help us create a cinematic experience. Okay, video can transform your website from static to dynamic. How is that possible? So, if we want a video tag, we simply write video and we pass the src. Okay, not here. First, what we can do is pass the width and height of the video. Okay, like 800, let's say, and height as 450 pixels. And let's pass the actual source of the video. Let's see if this dummy video works. Okay, so currently we are not able to control the video. Okay, for controlling the video, what we can do is pass a control attribute here. So now we got a control panel. Okay, now we can play the video. Okay, and the video tag has a specified width and a height also with controls. Okay, and inside the source we pass the source of the video and the type of the video, that is the video is mp4 or it's in webm format or ogg format. Okay, there are many extensions of videos also, you can pass it here. Okay, also we have some more properties like muted. Okay, we want the video to be muted by default. What will happen? See, it is muted by default. Okay, and there are many more properties which you can explore. Okay, so yeah, after the video tag, so in the video tag we have some more attributes to discuss. For example, let's say someone loads our page. Okay, currently the video is paused. If we want that the video autoplays, we can simply use the autoplay option. Okay, see, the video is autoplaying. Okay, and muted I already discussed. Okay, so what happens in modern websites is we can simply use a video in the background, right? In the banner or something. So the video tag is very useful. Okay, now let's move to the audio tag. So in the audio tag, again, it's same as video. Okay, uh, we get the controls. Okay, we get the autoplay. Also, we get the loop option, and we get a preload option. Okay, and we can pass the source as something like this. Okay, and then we can listen to the audio. Okay, here we have a download option and playback speed option also. And for the fallback, what we should do is not all browsers support the audio element. Okay, some browsers don't support the audio element like the older version browsers or modern ones. Okay, so for the fallback, even if there is a network issue, the audio isn't loaded. So for that scenario, we should use the fallback. Okay. So now let's create an audio player interface. Okay, simple audio player dot html, audio player. Okay, inside the body, we'll create a new div with class name as audio player, and inside this, we'll pass an h3 tag for the title episode 1 getting started. Getting started. Then we can pass the duration. Okay, duration, and then a span with ID of duration, and we can give it 00. Okay. Now, inside the next div, we'll create the player's controls. Div dot player controls. Okay. And we'll create a button. Okay. Which will be play button. Another will be pause button. Okay. Play pause. And both the buttons will have an function. Okay. So this is what we are creating is JavaScript. Okay. The thing which we passed just now was JavaScript. Play audio, pause, audio. Okay. And then yesterday we learned about input type range, right? Input range. So we can pass the ID as volume slider and minimum it can go is 0 and maximum to 1. Okay. And let's see if we require that on change. Okay. And we missed the very basic thing that was our audio tag, right? So let's put the audio tag also on the top, audio tag, and let's give it an ID instead of src, which will be audio player. Okay, and inside the source, we can give a source as src, and we can copy the same URL and simply paste it here. Also give the type same as this one, Okay, great. Now let's give some JavaScript also, which we will be covering later. JavaScript is basically for dynamic functions. Okay, the main interactivity document, get element by ID audio player, function, play audio play, and the pause audio will be audio dot pause. Okay, and for the volume controls, we'll simply target the slider. Okay, document dot uh, get element get element by ID volume slider, and we can change the value dynamically. Now let's see how is it looking. So see, this is our simple audio player. Okay, and yeah, of course we can change the uh, or simply increase and decrease the volume. Okay, on playing it will play the audio, and on pausing it will pause the audio. Okay, currently our duration is static. Okay, for that we need JavaScript, so later on we'll cover this also. Okay, so this is our simple audio player. Okay, now what if you want to embed a YouTube video, okay, or a video from external sources, okay, external video player. For that, what we do is we can use an iframe. Okay, iframe. In the iframe, we can pass the src of a YouTube video. Let's say we pass a video of Costa Rica. Copy image address, copy image address, and paste it here in the iframe. Okay, and next, what attributes do we have inside it? We have the width height option. Okay, so let's say we take the width as, yeah, correct, 560 and height as 350. Okay, src we already passed, and title of course we need to pass YouTube video player, and frame border will be 0. Yeah, and we can allow some extra attributes like accelerometer, autoplay, clipboard right. Okay, picture in picture. I hope you all understand why is gyroscope used. There are some 3D videos also. We can use the gyroscope with this. Okay, and of course allow full screen for a full screenplay. Okay, for some reason it's refused to connect. Let's pick some other video. Okay, for some silly reason it's not connecting. Okay, however you can pass the YouTube videos like this here. Okay, using an iframe. Okay, now let's start with CSS. Okay, this was the media tags. Okay, audio, video, and image tags. Okay, and also the iframe tags. Let's start with CSS from today. So, what is CSS and how does it work? CSS is basically stands for Cascading Style Sheet. CSS. So the CSS basically stands for cascading style sheet. Okay, and it is the language that makes website beautiful. Okay, think of HTML as the skeleton of the website and CSS as the skin, muscles, and clothing. Okay, that makes it look amazing. So, how do we add CSS to HTML? Right. So, as I told you all, there are three methods. I hope you all remember. There are three methods to add external CSS, sorry, the CSS file to your HTML. Okay. So, first method is the very first method is method one is external CSS file. And in my suggestion, this is the best practice to use this method. Okay, I'll tell you later why, or in fact, let me tell you, because there are other methods through which we can directly write the CSS and HTML only. Now, who wants a congested code, right? Assume that you have built a website and later the client told you that you need to modify the website in some part. Now, think that how much congested it will be like working with both HTML and CSS in one file. Okay, and also it will be a mess. Okay, and it may lead to errors. Okay, so in order to prevent that, we use method one only. Okay, now how do we actually use method one? For example, I created a new external CSS file, right? And create a file, HTML file, uh, css.html, css tutorial.html. Okay, and let's say I have this file. Okay, I want to link this. Okay, so where do we actually link the CSS file? Inside the head tag. Okay, now it doesn't matter whether you link inside the head tag, whether you link above the meta tags or the title tags. Okay, wherever you link, it will get linked. Okay, so we'll simply put the link tag and we'll put the relation as style sheet. Okay, and we'll give the actual link of the style, sorry, CSS file inside the href. Okay, so let me show you live. How does it work? So this is currently our blank page. Okay. Uh, Let me write some CSS here. If I want to change the background of the page, I'll simply target the body. Okay. Of course, the blank area is the body. So I'll target the body and give it a background color, a font family. Okay. Let's give some other background color, something darker. So our entire background changed. Okay. So this is the method how we can link an external style sheet by using the link tag in HTML. Let me recap this for you. What we need to do, first of all, we need to go to the head tag. Okay. Put a link tag here, put the relation as style sheet and give the actual path to the style sheet. Okay. Assume that I've created a folder here for organization. Okay, CSS folder, and I put this styles.css inside it. Now it won't work. Why? Because the source or the path changed for the style sheet, right? So how do we link that style sheet here? Simply what we are going to do is name the folder here, put a slash here, and then the styles.css. See, again it will work, right? So this was the method one. Now let's go to method two, internal CSS. Now we just use the internal CSS in some file. I guess we used it here. Style. Yeah, I guess we used it here. So here we use the CSS, right? So what is this method called? This method is called internal CSS. Okay. One second. One second. No, this is the inline CSS actually. Sorry, my bad. This method is called the inline CSS. Okay, where we simply declare the CSS inside the tag only. That is called inline CSS. Okay, and the third method also we use somewhere. I guess no, we used it yesterday. Okay, let me show you what we can do here. In the head tag, we can declare a style tag. Okay, inside the style tag, we can declare the CSS the same way we declared in the style sheet. Okay, but in my opinion, this will be more congested. It will make the file more bigger. Okay, and it will make a mess of the files. So this is the third method. Okay, let me show you the inline CSS also in CSS tutorial. Yeah, it's three, and we want to give a color. See, this is the inline CSS. Okay, so what we saw here, three methods of declaring CSS. Okay, method one was the external style sheet. Okay, method two was using the internal CSS. Okay, this is internal CSS. Internal CSS. This is external CSS. And the part we used here is inline CSS. Inline CSS. So these are the three methods through which we can write CSS. Okay. Now next, CSS selectors. Okay, targeting the tags or the elements. Okay. Uh, so yeah. So assume that I have some UL tag here. Okay. Inside that I have li into five, five li tags. Okay. Five li tags. Okay. Now uh, let's discuss the basic selectors first. Okay. So uh, among the three methods, we are going with the first method, that is the external CSS. Okay. So I've distributed my page here. Okay. This side is the styles.css and this side is the HTML. Okay. So now have we linked the page? Yeah, we have linked the page. Let's remove the internal CSS for now. Okay. And so the very first method through which we can target a specific element from here is the element selector. Okay. Element selector, through which what we need to do is simply select the tag. Okay. Like if I want to simply select the li tag here, I'll simply write the tag name. Okay. It will uh, simply give the styles to all the li tags. Okay. The very best example of element selector is let's say as I told you all yesterday, anchor tag has a default property of text underline. Okay. And the color. Okay. So if we want to remove the this property of anchor tag everywhere, what we will do, we'll declare this property. Okay. Now see, each and every anchor tag got the property removed of text decoration, means the underline, and the color also got changed. Okay. Also, there is a class selector. Now, what is a class selector? Inside the class selector, what we need to do, if we want to change a very specific tag here, let's say, for example, we have a h3 here. Okay, let's remove the inline CSS for now here. No, it won't work. Okay, let's simply create some other tag. Let's say the paragraph tag. Okay, and let's say I have one more paragraph. Okay, now see, basically what I want is to design only the first paragraph. Okay, what I will do if I write the p tag here and design this, what will happen? It will apply both to the first paragraph and also the second paragraph. Okay, see, what happened is it got applied to both the paragraphs. Okay, the color. Let's choose some different color. This one only. See, it got applied to both the paragraphs. But what I want is to apply only to the first paragraph. Okay. In that case, what I will do is simply pass a class here. Class name as intro1, and I'll pass the class name here as intro2. Okay. And instead of passing the element directly, we'll pass the class name here with a dot. Okay. Dot and the class name dot intro hyphen 1. Now what will happen? It will only cover the first paragraph. Okay. And if I remove this and do the intro 2, let's change the class name, it will be applied to the second paragraph. Okay. This is class selector. And the third selector is ID selector. Now it's similar to class selector. Simply what we need to do is we can pass an ID here, intro 2, remove the class. See, it won't work. Okay, because there is no class named intro 2. Okay, so how do we target the second paragraph now? Using the ID. But if we pass the ID here, okay, if we pass the ID name here, we don't use a dot. Okay, dot is only used for class names. Okay, for the ID, we use the hash. Okay, hash and the ID name, hash intro 2, and we pass the same thing here. See, now we got the CSS here. Now there are some advanced selectors which you are going to learn. Okay, so first is the descendant selector. Now what is the descendant selector? Let's first design some HTML, then you will understand what is a descendant selector. Div P. See what we understand here, this P is the descendant of div. Okay, means the div is the parent and P is the child. Okay, now see here, div is the parent and inside it contains the P sorry, div is the parent and inside is the P tag. Okay, now assume we have more P tags here. Okay, and inside the same div we have h3. Okay, now what I want here is to only target the p tag inside this div. Okay, specifically inside this div we have a p tag which we want to target. So how we will do that is right here div, then a p. Okay, and we'll give this properties to it. See, let's change the color so get a better understanding. 000. Okay, this was the heading and this was the paragraph, two paragraphs. Okay, we didn't design the heading, only we gave CSS to the paragraph specifically. Okay, this is called descendant selector. Now next is the child selector. Okay, I'm sorry, this was the child selector actually. Let's make it descendant. See, now it is the descendant selector. Okay, still it would work. Okay, and child selector is same as descendant selector, kind of. Child selector. Copy the same thing and we put an arrow, then it becomes the child selector. Okay. Next is the attribute selector. Now assume we have an image, random image. Come on, yeah, this is the random image. Okay, and what we want is, or let's take the, uh, okay, let's take the image only. We gave an alternative tag here. Let's first see what is the image actually. Okay, let's take the dog's image. Not the image address. Copy image address and take the dog as src. Okay, and pass the alternative. Okay, as dogs. Okay, and what we want is to design this alt property. Okay, of the image. For that we need to show the alt also. Let's ruin this URL. So we see the dogs alternative tag here. Okay, what if we want to design this property of image? What we'll do is simply we'll target the image and in the brackets, square brackets, we'll take the alt property or the alt attribute and we'll name it as color F0F0F0. See, the color got changed. Okay, so this is called attribute selector. Attribute selector. Okay. Now, next are some pseudo classes, pseudo class selectors. What are pseudo class selectors? Yesterday I showed you all that if we have a button, let's say click me, and if we want that if we hover on it, the button's color should change, right? So what I will do here, I will target the pseudo class. Okay, button hover. Okay, this is the pseudo class. Okay, so whenever I hover on button, it should change like this. See, whenever I hover on this, the button's color is changing. Okay, basically what it means that whenever we hover on it, then what property should apply, what CSS property should apply. Okay, this is called pseudo class selector. Now, for the child selection, for the child selection, if we have a random UL and li inside it, um, Let's simply copy and paste that UL only. Now see, we have a UL here. Okay, let's remove this one. We have a UL tag here. Okay, inside it we have 5 li. Okay, now what I want is to specifically target the first child. Okay, what is the first child here? The first child is W3 School CSS Tutorials li. Okay, this is the very first child. So what I will do is target the first child, and if you see here, now if you see here, let's make the font weight as bold. Okay, so it got bolded. Okay, now what I want is I want to just select random childs. Okay, do some maths. Okay, so for doing maths, what I need is nth child. Okay, nth child selected. So inside the UL li, we won't take the nth child as 2n. We will take it as odd. Okay. So what I want is to apply this property to the odd child. Now what will happen? All the odd childs will be bolded. Okay. And the bullet will be in red. Okay. Now next is colors in CSS. Okay. So first of all, there is a named color. Okay. Now what is a named color? Example, if we pass the color as color red, not here, sorry. We have some x3. Okay. Inside the x3, did it target the x3 already? No, it didn't. So inside the x3, if we want to pass a color, so there are many predefined colors. Okay, like red. Okay, like blue. Okay, like black, like cyan. Okay, is it cyan or cyan blue? Like violet. Okay, you see, colors are changing. Okay, so there are many colors format which we are going to discuss here. So the color formats are of many types. Color formats. First comes the named colors. Okay, what are named colors? Which I showed you right now. The example, let's create a random class cyan text. Okay, and we declare the color as cyan. Okay, now if we apply this property or if we apply this class to some element, let's say we apply this to h2 introduction to CSS. See, currently the color is this. Okay, the grade color. But if we apply class called cyan text, color gets changed. Okay. Next comes the hexadecimal colors. Okay. Next is the hexadecimal colors. Okay. In the hexadecimal colors, we pass the colors in hexadecimal. Okay. This is the hexadecimal format starting with hash. Okay. And if we remove this cyan text class and if we put this hex text, see the color is changing to hexadecimal color. Okay. Next comes the RGB color. RGB colors. This is the RGB color. Now what is happening here? The first one is red, second one is green, and the third one is blue. Okay. The same color can be RGB, the same color can be hexadecimal, okay, and the same color can be the further formats which we are going to discuss. First, let's apply this one. RGB text. See, again the same thing happening. Okay. Next comes the RGBA colors, wherein additionally we define the transparency also. This is the opacity or transparency at the last. Okay. Other things are same as RGB, but the last thing we define is the opacity. Okay. Here we simply change the RGB text. Again the same thing. Okay. If we increase this to 0.9, see, color gets darker. Okay. Last one is opacity. Now, next is HSL format. Color of HSL format. HSL colors. Same thing. Okay. But in HSL format. HSL text. HSL text. Okay. So what I was trying to tell is the same color can be in hex format, same color can be in RGB format, same color can be in RGBA format, and the same in HSL format. Now, how you can get the different format of the same color? Simple way, simply if you have one of the format like this, or even if you don't have the format, what you can do, if you find some color and you want a particular format, what you do is simply go to the website, right click, inspect on it, go to the elements tab, okay, find some color here in the CSS section, click on that. Okay, here you will get a color picker, simply pick that color, and here in the drop down you will get all the formats of the color. Okay, whichever format you require. For example, currently we have the hex format here. Okay, and by clicking on this, we'll copy the particular format. Currently we have the hex format. If you want in HSL, it will come in HSL. Okay, click on this, it will get copied in HSL. So currently the modern CSS variables look something like this. Okay, uh, assume that you have a website of at least 10 pages and you need to keep the color palette consistent. Okay, means for your ease, what you do is simply define the color in the starting only. Okay, and later on you directly use that color. Okay, for example, let's go to CSS color palette. See, if I like some of the colors, okay, which are not generally available, means which are available in some other formats like HSL, here it's available in OKLCH format, okay, it's the other format of the color. So what I will do is pick all the colors and I will simply create some variables like root and a primary color, which is the variable name, of course, of the color. Okay, and uh, let's say we have this primary color. Okay, this we have the secondary color, this we have the background color, text color. Okay, and the link color for anchor tags, hover color. Okay, so what we are doing here by passing this as a root, what we are doing is passing to the entire code. Okay, Now, what we need to do in order to use this colors, if I want to use this color, what I will do is I need to pass this in H3. I'll simply take the color and variable name as primary color. Okay, variable and inside it the variable name. Okay, this was my primary color. Okay. What I did, simply pass the color directly to the H3. Okay, if you see the website, see, simply got blue. Okay, now next is typography and text styling. Okay, so as you all know, there are many text fonts, right? Font for the text. Now, the cheat sheet for this is Google Fonts. Okay, so simply go to your favorite browser and search here for Google Fonts. You'll get this very first website where you can uh, choose any of the fonts which you like. Okay, there are a lot of fonts. Okay, most used one is Poppins. I'll go with Poppins. Okay. Okay, let's integrate it later. First, let's study the text. Okay, the fonts. So currently, I've created a class. Okay, and inside this class, I need to pass a random font family. Okay, what is the font family? Font family are the different fonts available to us. For example, if you have this Poppins, okay, the Poppins is not directly available. There are some font families directly available to us, like the courier. Okay, and let's say wherever we apply this class name, we want the font size to be in pixels. Okay, now we can give the font sizes in three different ways. Okay, font sizes, font size. First, we declare it in pixel. Okay, then we can declare it in rem. I will later on explain you what is this pixel, what is this rem, which is equivalent to 18 pixel, and the font size later we can declare in em. Okay, em, which is equivalent to 18 pixels. Okay. Next we have font weight. Okay. The font size shows us how big the font looks. Okay. And the font weight uh, we show how bold or light the font looks. Okay. And we can declare it like normally. Okay. The higher we go, the bolder font gets. Okay. Font weight, we can declare it as like this also, bold. Okay. And then we can declare the font style. Like there are many font styles, like currently it's written in italic. Okay. We want the italic font style. Go with italic. Okay. There is a font style normal and a font style of oblique. Okay. The oblique. Next. Next we have a line height. What does the line height do? Let me explain you. Okay, let's start using the CSS. Assume we have a p tag here. Okay, what I want to do is I want to give a line height of 1.6. Okay, let's see how does the font looks. See, the currently the spacing got more. Okay, Give it 1.3, spacing got less. Line height of 1. Okay. Let's first actually increase the content. Not even given. This is a lot of content. Okay. Now let's see the magic of line height. 1.8. See what's happening is it's increasing the space between the text. Okay. Sorry, vertically. Okay. And next we have word spacing. Word spacing 0.1 then. See, the space between the words got less, or let's say, did it got less or more? Okay, it got increased. Okay, let's use 1 only. So it looks good. Okay, this is word spacing. Now, what if we want that all this text should be in uppercase? So in that case, what we will do, we'll use a text transform property of CSS. Text transform uppercase. Everything got in uppercase. Now, same for the lowercase. Everything got in lowercase. Now, wherever we want the letters to be capitalized, according to grammar, see, each and every word will get capitalized here. Okay, not according to grammar, automatically. So next, we are going to understand the box model. Okay, every element is a box with 4 parts. Okay, the box model. Assume this is a box. Okay, box example. Okay, and the box has a width of 200 pixels, height of 100 pixels, padding of 20 pixels, margin of 10 pixels. Now let's understand the padding and margin also. Let's see the box in action. Where is the div? Let's create a new div. Let's start box example. Okay, created a new div. Let's give it a background color. So see, this is our box. Okay, now let's understand the padding first. What is padding exactly? Padding is the inner space of the element. Okay, we want to increase the inner space in the element, we give padding. Padding can be given in basically 3 types. Okay, this 20 pixels currently is applying to all the 4 sides. Okay, this padding is currently being applied to all the 4 sides of the element. Okay. If we want to give padding vertically and horizontally, like vertical, some padding will be something else, and horizontal something else. So 10 px we are given, and then we'll give some other padding. Okay, so this is basically for vertical, this is for horizontal. Okay, okay. Another method of giving padding is from anti-clockwise. Okay, starting from here to here, then here, then here. Okay, so how do we do that? Uh, I'll give 4 properties here. Like first we'll give 5 pixels, then we'll give 10 pixels, then a 15 pixel, then a 20 pixel. Let's see the padding. See, on all sides padding is different. Okay. Next, margin also has the same thing. Okay. And now what is margin? Margin is the outer spacing of the element. Okay. Let's assume, let's open it side by side first. This is the box. Okay. We want to give the margin. Uh, let's say first give the margin of 15 pixels on all sides. See, on all sides it's taking 15 pixels. Okay. From left, from right, from bottom, and from the top. Okay. See, if I remove the margin, how does it look? There is no space left. Okay. As soon as I put the margin, take some space from all four sides. Okay. Now, the same thing here also. I want a vertical horizontal margin. I can give that one. Okay. You see, we have a horizontal margin a lot, and the vertical margin is less. Next, next we can use the border property, which I showed you yesterday also. See, using the border property, we can give a border to the box. Okay. This is the size or the thickness of the border. Okay. And this is the type of border. We have many types of borders, like outline also. One second. Sorry. Hooks and tailwind. We have a dotted border. We have a dashed border. Yeah. And there are a lot of borders. Okay. Like groove, ridge, inset, offset. And next, the third property in the border we pass is the color of the border. Okay. So what we can change the color. Okay. So this was the border property. Okay. And next we have a display property. Okay. So assume we have block elements. Okay, like this one. Okay, and what we want is to center all the elements in one line. Okay, horizontal, vertically. Okay. What we'll do is simply wrap all the stuffs inside the body in a div. Okay, and in that div, we'll give a class name, container, and we'll target that class container, and we'll give a display of flex. Okay. Now see what flex does. It aligns all the items by default in a vertical way. Okay, whatever items are there, it will align in vertical way. Now we can fix this obviously. by giving a flex direction of column. Okay. Now this will align all the items in uh, uh, horizontal way. Okay. But what if we want this the same as vertical way? Sorry, vice versa. Okay. If we want the things in horizontal way, we'll use flex direction as a row, and we want the things in vertical way, we'll use flex direction column. But by default, it's a row. Okay. And now, what if we want everything in center? So we'll use the property justify content center. Okay. Everything comes in center. Next, we have a property called align item center. Now see, each and every item got in center vertically. Okay. Now, what if we want that each and every item should have a gap in between? Okay. So if we pass the gap, see each and every item will take a gap. Okay. And there are many types of display. Okay, like display block, display inline block. Okay, and a display none also. Now when does the display none property works? We want to hide an element. For example, let's say what we want to hide. I'll decline this, I will apply to both. Okay. Let's hide this one. Let's first find it. I will decline. Okay. So this is the thing. Let's put it in span and give it a class name hidden. And let's target it using CSS hidden. And we can give a visibility hidden. So see, the element hides. Okay. But what is happening here? It's still taking the space. Okay. So in order to remove the space entirely, we'll give a display none. Element will completely disappear from here, not taking the space also. Okay. So this was for today. Okay, we'll get the documentation in the GitHub. Okay, and of course the yesterday's task you can share in the group. Okay, later on we will cover the advanced CSS. Okay, there are a lot of CSS to cover. We'll cover it tomorrow. Any doubts till now? What? Okay. So I'll give today's task also. Okay, try that task. If possible, do it and submit it tomorrow. Okay, yeah. If any doubts, ask on the group.